What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your boy DFS Up North, aka Josh Thomas here, talking about another Thrive Fantasy prop playbook for DFS Army. I am here to tell you my two favorite props from the afternoon and Sunday night games this weekend in NFL. If you have not played on Thrive Fantasy before, you need to sign up. They are giving away free money. All right, ThriveFantasy.com. Use that code DFS Up North. You get up to a $50 match on your first deposit. Like you put in 50. Boom, your account's going to have 100. That's $50 free. And I'm giving you two props that I'm not guaranteeing, right? But two props that I'm really confident in this week for the afternoon and Sunday night games to get you that 3.6x money by getting two props right in the prop lobby. So let's check out Thrive Fantasy right now. We'll hop over to their site here and look at what I am talking about. So if you've never played in the prop lobby before, basically what you are trying to do here is you are picking 2, 3, or 4 props. You choose the over or the under on those props. If you pick 2 and you get both right, you 3.6x your money. So you pick two props, you put $10 in, you win $36 if you get them both right. You pick 3, you get 3 right. You can't miss one, right? You got to get all 3 right. You 6.2x your money. So you turn $10 into 62 if that's what you want to do. You go 4 for 4, you 11x your money. I don't think people realize how hard it is to 11x your money on traditional DFS sites like DraftKings and FanDuel. That is like a top 0.05% lineup to 11x your money. That is crazy. You have to have those sorts of lineups are typically one player away from winning the nut. So like one player away from winning the Millie Maker, right? So I always ask, like, how often have you done that? Me, like twice, right? I play a ton of volume every single week. I've done it maybe twice or 3 times. Been that close to like a big time takedown in the Millie, right? But here, like I've done 4x. I've got 4 for 4 right like 4 or 5 times already this season in the last couple of weeks on Thrive Fantasy. So get your money over here. Everybody's pissed off at FanDuel, right? Come play over on Thrive Fantasy. This is like honestly my favorite way to follow NFL on Sunday now is by watching these props. I am constantly refreshing my screen, trying to see like, okay, wait, and last week, right? I gave away 2 of my favorite props, right? And it was one of them was Antonio Gibson over 2.5 receptions or over, 2.5 receptions. He did that in like the first 5 minutes of the game, right? So all of a sudden, like I'm not sweating the entire game anymore. I can go out and play with my kids, like, cause I already locked in my profit for the day, right? So it is such a fun way to play. So I'm giving you my 2 for the afternoon slate. They have tons of games up here, props for every single game on the noon slate, but the afternoon slate is a little bit smaller, right? We only have 2 games in general. We've got the Packers and the Bucks, and we got the Jets and Miami. So there are no props up yet for the Jets and Miami. It's possible that we get those as we get closer tomorrow. There's a lot of injury situations there that a lot of times books don't put out the props until later. So be on the lookout for that. But we've got the Packers and the Bucks, and then the Sunday night game, which is the Rams and the 49ers. And I'm going to give you 1 over and 1 under. All right. And we're going to start with the under. And you might think I'm crazy, but I really like the under here. All right. So the under that I am in love with right now is the Devontae Adams under 87.5 receiving yards. So the reason being is that wide receivers only hit their over at around 43% of the time. So if you're going to, that's better than a coin flip, right? That a wide receiver is not going to hit his over. But Josh, the Bucks they can't cover anybody. Adams is back. Rodgers is going to hammer him with the ball. That's entirely likely, right? That can happen. But again, we are looking at the under here because 87.5, our projections at DFS Army, if we flop over here, are right around 83. All right. Just bring him up here. I was looking at Gronky boys because we were thinking about maybe a Gronk prop, but instead, let's go to wide receivers. Adams. Yes, our wide receiver prop is almost 7 receptions, 83.1 yards, and he's coming off an injury, right? coming off an injury, like I love that, right? Both lines here are right around 87. So like the line is appropriate, but again, 43% of the time they only hit the over. So that means that 57% of the time they are going to hit the under. And I think that a lot of times we just look at these props, and I'm super guilty of it too, is that we want to hammer the overs. Oh yeah, he's going to do that, right? But the reality is that over half the time he doesn't. So you need to start looking at more unders when you are playing on Thrive. All right. So Adams is my first under that I love. And I just said that, and I'm going to take an over here that is a tight end. And typically, tight ends are the worst at hitting their over prop, but I love this prop. And apparently, so does everybody else. And I'm going to show you what I mean here in 1 second. So the prop that I'm going to go over on is Tyler Higbee over 33.5 receiving yards. And I'm going to show you why. If you are a DFS Army VIP, you have access to what we call our prop finder. All right. And this searches every single prop from the big companies like we've got FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, and it's going to show you what they are looking at for their props. And this prop used to be 33.5. And at 33.5, it had gotten all the way almost to minus 200. They bumped it a yard. It's back to around a minus 111. But this prop is continuing to move. All right. And that number is continuing to get higher. All right. And we can see with another tool that we use here at DFS Army for our VIPs. Again, if you're not a VIP, code up north, that gets you 20% off for life. All right. So not only do you get, access to all these tools, but you get access to coaches like me, like Geek, like Keg, like Bobby Clinks, guys who won $1 million before, right? So access to the coaches to ask all your DFS questions, ask all your prop questions, all right? So another tool is this matchup chart, right? And if we go and look here at scroll, I think we might have to scroll all the way down for this game. Yes, the Rams at San Fran, right? So we look at Tyler Higbee, okay? He's playing 82% of the snaps. So by, just by being out there, he's getting all sorts of action. He's season long, has seen about 12% of the targets, but only 7% last week. That number's got to go up, right? We're looking for some positive regression to the mean here. So I love this Higbee 33.5 over. It's risky, but it's one that I am definitely going to be jumping on here in the prop lobby. And again, we've seen him do 100 yards in a game. So just because his target share was down a little bit last week, I think that people are going to overreact, and we're going to see him get 33.5 in the first half. All right, that's my prediction here. So again, if you've never played on Thrive Fantasy before, use that code DFS up north. You get a $50 match on your first deposit. If you want to become a member of or a VIP of DFS Army, you can use the code up north and get 20% off for life. If you have any questions about Thrive, about DFS Army, DFS in general, hit me up on Twitter, all right, at DFS up north, and I can help you out and we get you set up. So those are my two favorite props for the afternoon and night games. Be sure to check back in tomorrow, and we'll get you guys set up for the 2 Monday night games, all right? Thanks.